What's up, students? Today I'm going to teach you the 5-step perfect study method that'll guarantee you an A in any high school course. This is how I studied in high school, and I did extremely well in all my courses, so it works. And here are the 5 steps. First, you have to absolutely believe that you can get an A in whatever course you're taking. Like, if you think that you can't do it, you're probably right. And if you think you can, then you're probably right. But you just have to, first of all, believe that this is actually something you can achieve. Otherwise, you'll think you're wasting your time studying. Number 2 is you have to actually do your homework. No amount of cramming before a test will actually help you get an A or an A+. Like, that can't be a substitute for looking at the stuff every night. And that's what happens when you do your homework. So doing your homework is a huge step. I did my homework every night, and it actually makes it easier in the long run because you won't have to cram as much. The material will be in your head, and when you're studying before the test, it'll just be more of a refresher. Number 3, and this is where you're getting towards test time, is you have to know what you need to know. So there might be a time where you start studying for a test and you realize you don't even know what's on the exam. Well, at that point, you've lost all hope. So most teachers out there are willing to help. Maybe a day or two before your exam, you should go in or stay after class and be like, hey, Mr. or Mrs. whatever, can you tell me the topics we need to know on this test? And chances are they'll help you. So before you can actually have any hope of studying and learning material, you have to know what material it is you have to learn. Number 4 is organizing that material. You have to take what it is your teacher told you and you need to know and organize it in a way that's easy for you to understand. So some students use flashcards. I remember for like history final exams in high school, I would have huge stacks of flashcards. But it worked for me because 1, I knew everything it was that I needed to know, and 2, it was organized for me in a way that I could understand. So I would just plow through those flashcards and keep going and keep going. Another thing I did was for the AP chemistry exam, I took 1 sheet of paper and wrote down every equation and every concept I needed to know with really small writing on 1 sheet of paper. So once I'd organized it, I just looked at that sheet and said, this is what I need. If I know this sheet by exam time, I'll get a 5. And I did. So you have to organize it, and once you organize it, you're in great shape. And 5, the last step, is study and over-study. Studying is subject to the law of decreasing returns, so the more you study, the less you're eventually going to get out of it. But over-studying is proven to help students on exams. So once you think you know it, keep going. And for the actual studying part, like, don't stop until you know everything. I would have huge stacks of flashcards, like I said, but I wouldn't, if I got 1 flashcard wrong, I would go through the whole thing again. Because even if there were ones I got right, it would be reinforced. So it was like no question I'd get that question correct. And this is just a quick study tip I'm going to throw in here at the end. When you find yourself like your brain is full and you can't possibly absorb any more material, take a break. It's extremely important. And I wouldn't recommend actually doing anything at all. I would recommend laying down in your bed, closing your eyes, and just thinking about nothing for 5 minutes. And you'll start to feel your mind open up again and be ready for more material, and that's when you can continue studying. So guys, I hope you find that helpful and you could use it to your advantage and get an A on any test in high school. If you stick to the method, it's guaranteed to work.